So gents, are you struggling when it comes to trying to get a date with a beautiful woman? So maybe you think that you're lacking in some areas that make women actually want to avoid you. If you are wanting to become a high-value man that a lot of women would fall head over heels for, then you have most definitely come to the right place to learn exactly how to be that perfect man. Now, a high-value man moves in a different way to other men. He separates himself from the crowd through a number of different skills he has mastered, and also the characteristics he has improved over time. Now, there's a reason why women want a high-value man in their lives and will actively search for them in the dating world. So in order to become a high-value man, you need to first look at yourself and just quickly note down the areas that you can improve yourself for growth and development. Now, I understand this can be quite hard sometimes, especially if you actually don't know what you need to improve on. So we've noted down 8 different things women look for in a high-value man, and only high-value men understand the importance of it. So let's dive in, shall we? Like and subscribe. Listening. A high-value man is really good at listening to the people in his life because he knows and understands that if you have the ability to listen, then you have the ability to understand and compromise. There are things in life that you may not agree with or you may lack the education to understand, but a high-value man will listen to his partner because he expects her to listen to him too. So he knows what he wants must be given too. A mutual exchange. Do you listen to the people around you? And I mean really listen to them. Give them your undivided attention and take on board what they're saying, how they express their feelings, and what they need from you. Eye contact. Making eye contact with people is a very, very important skill to have. In any given situation, if you think about it, making eye contact lets the other person know that you're listening to them and that you are giving them your undivided attention. Now, a high-value man knows that a woman loves it when he makes eye contact with her because she's gonna feel special to be in his presence and she will feel appreciated. Eye contact can be very intense when you are flirting with a woman, so try to make direct eye contact with her and I promise you, you will get her heart under the collar. Now, raise an eyebrow just ever so slightly and offer a little smile. High-value men often use eye contact to convey their emotions. Now, we all know women can sense when something has changed in the atmosphere, so they often look into your eyes to just try and read your emotions. Now, it's a lot easier than it sounds, well, for women anyway. Effort. In order to have a successful relationship with anybody in your life, there has to be a mutual effort from both parties. This means that one person is not solely responsible for communicating and organizing things within the relationship. If this is the case, then pretty soon the relationship does break down and it will come to an end because nobody likes a one-sided relationship, right? High-value men understand this and they will put equal amounts, if not more effort, into his relationship to make his woman feel special and very appreciated. Now, if you want to be labelled as a high-value man, then I strongly suggest that you start taking notes when it comes to coming up with date ideas and learning to communicate your thoughts and feelings with your partner. Now, it will sound a little bit hard to do, but with time, it will become easier to express yourself without the fear of you being laughed at. We briefly touched on this, but common ground. A high-value man understands that you need to have common interests with your partner in order for your relationship to actually have a strong foundation to build growth upon. Now, when you find hobbies that the two of you like to engage in, not only does it give you something to bond over, but it also makes date ideas a lot easier to come up with. If you think of common ground the same way you would as a foundation for a house to be created on, kind of this is the same as your relationship. Now, don't be confused and think that you have to both love the same thing in order for it to be classed as common ground. That's not the case. Common interests may be a certain actor. It could be a certain activity that you do, or the same genre of a book or a movie. It doesn't have to be exact, although this would help a lot more, but it's not essential. Manners. At some point in everybody's life, they are taught the significance of manners and how to use them towards everyone in their life. Now, the importance of being kind and showing manners to other people can be detrimental to your mental health and also their mental health. A high-value man understands this and does not waver his manners as more success comes into his life. It can be easy to forget the people who helped you up as you go up and up the ladder. And this is how people move from being humble to becoming rude and obnoxious. 2 things high-value men will avoid at all costs. Humor. It is very important to have laughter and humor involved when you are considering dating. The ability to make people laugh and feel good will go a long way when it comes to establishing relationships and creating bonds between 2 people. Every time we laugh, our brain releases a hormone called dopamine, pa-ching, which essentially tells us that we are feeling happy. So when a high-value man makes a woman laugh, this happy hormone is released and she starts to associate the feelings of laughter and happiness with him, which is a brilliant idea. Nobody, come on, let's admit it, no one wants to be around someone who constantly sucks the life out of everything and creates negative situations like all of the time. Would you want to sit in the company of someone who always talks about the bad negative things and how the world is always on their shoulders? Pretty sure you're going to say no to that. It can be very draining to be around people like that. It can lower your vibrations and just leave you feeling very drained and sad within yourself. Now, high-value men understand this and have mastered the skill of creating a happy and comfortable environment around them, which is why they are so successful in the dating world. And yes, sometimes that does mean cutting off toxic people. Women love to feel happy and light-hearted, so they will gravitate towards men who radiate these high-value vibes. Respect. Regardless of your relationship status with each person in your life, it is vital to have just a minimum level of respect for them in order to create a base level. A high-value man shows respect to every single person he meets because he wants them to show that same level of respect to himself. This is a huge deal when it comes to dating because a lot of women feel as though they are not as respected as they should be by a lot of men. Some men feel that by showing respect to women will compromise their masculinity somehow, which then turns their attitude into negativity and resentment. Something a lot of women avoid for obvious reasons. Space. Nope, I'm not talking about Elon Musk type of stuff. When you first enter into the dating world, it can be really difficult to maneuver your way around as you begin to learn each person's personal boundaries. Now, a high-value man understands that women are often guarded when they first meet someone. They become apprehensive of men, so they need to be approached with caution. So try to gauge her reaction as you approach her and just don't stand too close. Offer her a comfortable amount of space as you introduce yourself and smile so that you come across as friendly and not creepy. And then when she displays open body language around you and she starts to look relaxed, it's because she's subconsciously letting you know she's okay for you to step into her personal space as she's beginning to feel comfortable around you. A massive green flag for you when it comes to asking her out on a date. A high-value man separates himself from the crowd through the characteristics he has and the mannerisms he shows other people around him. He knows that in order to attract high-value women, he needs to meet their expectations and give exactly what he wants to receive from other people. Now, are there any of these points that you feel you can incorporate into your life to elevate yourself? If there are, make a mental note of them. And why not give some of these tips a try and see if it helps to elevate your dating experience? And the more you learn to master these skills and become a high-value man, the more women will gravitate towards you and want to date you, and the better you will feel. Even if you are a high-value single man for a while, it's always good to improve on yourself. And yes, there's always room for improvement, and becoming a high-value man means you are continuously becoming the best version of yourself. And let me tell you, that's pretty sexy. Now, don't forget to come back, let us know in the comments about how successful you've been with these tips, because I would love to hear them. See you soon.